Hello! Welcome to Wind News. I'm your friend, Amit Roy. Today, I want to inform you about 26/11, the spectacular and sad Mumbai attack and their perpetrators, and how they fooled Indian intelligence, and how two-nation theory came into play in that, and how BJP benefited or in the election victory. Now, a lot of people will not like my submission of this angle, but this is the reality. Number one, it's done by a group called Lashkar-e-Taiba, as we learned from the media. And Lashkar is a Pakistani outfit. It's a Al Hadith outfit. It's a minority kind of thing, not Deobandi or Barelvi. So, and Hafiz led that organization. They are interesting in a sense. They have a global agenda. They have linkages with Al Qaeda. A lot of people say they are run by Pakistani army and ISI. It is true they are run by Pakistani army and protected by ISI. But they are a very slippery organization. They have more control over these kind of people in their handlers, and they are very double-faced. And look, they have fought interestingly in Chechnya and Tajikistan and Iraq, Syria, Bosnia, and possibly in Africa, Somalia. And they brought a lot of people in their camps, and they started training them to be terrorists. They have a front organization called Jamaat-ud-Dawa. Both are banned, but Pakistan did ban that, and they are very visible. So these are the overall scenario. Now, in 26/11, 2008, there was a massive attack in Bombay, and there was a mayhem. It appears that government has surrendered. That siege of Mumbai continued for 4 days. Now, there are many places they attacked: hospitals, important hotels, Jewish synagogue, and its train station, and a favorite restaurant. Now, these targets are very interesting. As a student of international terrorism and narcotics, it baffled me, and I was very surprised to see how Indian outfits, intelligence and security outfits, totally failed in the beginning. However, a group called NSG somehow managed that in the end. Now, I want to tell about Lashkar-e-Taiba. Lashkar and other Deobandi groups, they are Barelvi also. Like Jaish-e-Mohammed. These kind of groups, they take part in terrorism industry because of money. There are a lot of Deobandis in India. They don't take part in that kind of thing. Pakistani Deobandis are more keen to take part in jihad. But they're interchangeable actions, and these are all lucid kind of thing and fluid. Sometimes they change side to that and that, this kind of thing. But Lashkar is very strict in their operations. Even they want to drink a glass of water, they do take that from their Amir. That kind of control is still there. Was there. And look, they attack Mumbai and they use media like other terrorist outfits. Fantastic. I have to say fantastic. Because terrorists, why the terror they attack? They want publicity, they have some kind of tactical objectives and strategic objectives. The strategic objective is to promote two-nation theory and create a so-called, revolution, they say, by Indian Muslims against the Indian state. Sometimes they call it Ghazwa-e-Hind. Anyway, this is not the point I'm going to discuss right now. But Lashkar believes in two-nation theory. And for them, Kashmir's so-called freedom struggle is a gateway to enter in India. That's not the primary objective. Primary objective to create a reap Hindu and Muslims. And 2000, after that attack, what happened? Congress government collapsed. After that, slowly, that's eroded, and Hindu nationalism came into power, came into the picture, and took power in 2014. And we know what has happened in India. I don't have to tell that right now. And look, why I have to tell you that this is interesting? Because their operation was so interesting. First, Indians sent their Marcos Marine commandos. I must say they have not performed well, and they have contained their outfits in Taj Hotel. Where in other places they continued their mayhem. Mumbai police was totally in shock. They had seen our three Enfield rifles, and these guys have all automatic rifles. But I tell you one thing, I know a little bit of rifles. Because if you are good in shooting from very far away, you can take them down. I don't know why that didn't happen. Maybe they didn't have enough ammunition. However, one chap was called in the end, and also it is seen how terrorists were directing to direct the attack, seeing the television, live television, and they went to Chabad House, a Jewish synagogue, and butchered all of them, and their bosses were directing them. I have those names of those bosses right now, and their brigadier, they're told, I don't know, I got from the press, and their name is Brigadier Azam the brigadier, Abdur Rahman, Major Brigadier Riaz, etc. And one chap called Sajid Mir, he was also there. Now, India wanted to declare this outfit and some actors as international terrorists, but China always stopped them. China always stopped them in a sense. China protected them in United Nations. It shows China's international connection with ISIS and Al Qaeda. But Americans infiltrated them, interestingly. And a chap called David Coleman Headley was a double agent. He was caught later on and he spinned the bills. And this is the thing, you see. But the way Indians have failed is miserable. Look, I must tell you, countless times I'm in argument with Indians. Look, I'm giving you an example of how they have failed. Firstly, they have failed in the beginning. And they didn't understand this Iraq-style operation they have done also. Look, a lot of people will be killed and they'll be taken to hospital and they will take attack. That has happened in Iraq. Indians didn't study that time. And when Indian commandos attacked them, NSG, they're very beautiful, they're very great commandos. I must appreciate them, cool and perfect. But they have done some mistakes. Common silly mistakes. If you train them very well. But you have to teach them to be treacherous, little bit treachery. They have done some treachery. That was very interesting. Look, they took a phone from a captive person, hostage, and called that said hotel of Taj Hotel lobby manager that we need help. The terrorists made that call via a woman, and NSG commandos went there, and they were trapped, and Major Krishnan was killed. Unni Krishnan was killed, and he was wrapped in a carpet. by terrorists, and later on all the terrorists were killed. But look, in 2006, Abu Azam Chima arranged an attack in Mumbai using the same drug route where this gang came. And from Karachi to Mumbai, there is a known drug route and gold smuggling route to Porbandar and Mumbai. And in 2006 also they made a series of bomb blasts in Mumbai railways. And that time also I said it has an international linkage. Not only Pakistan, international kind of thing I mentioned that time. Later it came to the forefront that they have linkage with Al Qaeda and global terrorism. Now these guys came, and Sajid Mir is a very interesting and fishy character. They say he's dead sometime, he's not dead sometime, China is backing him. Look their power. And Pakistan army is backing them all the time. A chap called Makki, and there's another chap, Abu Jundal or Javiuddin Ansari. He was captured by Indian forces, security forces via Saudi Arabia. He was brought back, and he said a lot of things. And Zakir Rahman Legvi is called a Chacha by the terrorists. So these are the gangs, you see. And there is a link between ex-Pakistani officers who was directing this operation. One thing struck me, when I saw they are attacking Chabad House and killing Americans in Taj Hotel, then I said, Pakistan, I know Pakistanis very well. Because I have lived near them for a very long time. I know how they behave. And I understand Pakistan a little bit also. Though this is my primary focus as a reporter or as a student of international terrorism. But Pakistanis will never dare to touch an American. I tell you. Because Pakistanis, when they started killing Americans and Westerners, then I said, this is not only this controlled by by Pakistani ISI or army. That someone beyond that already directed them to perform this terrorist act. So this is the thing came into my mind at that time. Anyway, these chaps are protected today by Pakistani establishment. And even they are saying Sajid Mir didn't exist. Though Pakistan has now telling he was in jail for some time. International outfits are hounding him. But see, this is the thing that's why Pakistan works. But not that point is that let's go into a little deeper. This two-nation theory and how it has influenced India. How India, there is an organization called Indian Mujahideen. And Indian Mujahideen did a lot of damage. After that, a lot of offshoots of Indian Mujahideen has come. And very recently, one chap has killed in front of camera one tailor shouting, Tansa Sir, Tansa Juda. I mean, that means your head will be cut off. And he has a same number, 2611. So these kind of things are part of Gajwa Hind. That time Indians didn't understand. But look, to promote this kind of thing, you need to have a counter hate mongers. That is Hindu nationalists are doing. And a lot of Muslims are feeling insecure. That should be taken into consideration. So I must say, and there are a lot of conspiracy theories. How police officers were killed, etc., etc. But one thing I must say, if you want to fight with this kind of terrorists, you have to identify their backers. I must understand the outside backer is China. Pakistan army is also there, But Pakistani armies are sort of contract killers. thing comes from China, the Chinese PLA and CCP. They want destabilization in India. And for that, their target is always Hindu nationalists. Because it is easy to have a divisive kind of thing designed inside India. So they need these Hindu outfits. And Pakistan has used Pakistan. And look, we have proven their links in Al Qaeda and ISIS in Afghanistan. And their continued support for this in international platforms, Chinese support for these groups have proven their links with China. However, we must say this was done, and Indians had not much intelligence of this attack. That was very sad. Even today, I must say very strongly, Indian intelligence and Indian counter-terrorism operations are good, but they can be fooled. Because, only training is not enough. Only training is not enough. I must tell you, they must recruit people not only with skill, with that kind of, reflex. I mentioned with Captain Unikrishnan. And it was a trap. Unless you go to the whorehouse, I'm telling you openly, you have to go to that kind of place. You have to mix up with that kind of people. How will you know this kind of tricks, criminal tricks? Only training, you are good in that. I don't support that idea. You have to be little mean. And you have to promote tolerance. You have to promote secular ideas inside your country. Justice. Yes, external force will remain there. And this kind of groups are not going away because Pakistan is crumbling every day. It has no state control. So we don't know what will happen. They have only $7 billion left, dollars left as in the reserve. So we don't know what will happen in Pakistan after 2 months. So this kind of groups might come into prominence. So this is my submission for you. Please subscribe me and like me. Best wishes. Thank you very much.